Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for our 8th and final session of these playwriting videos. Today we're going to talk about rewriting, refining, and revising. So far you've got a ton of information about your plays. You know characters, you know settings, you've got great dialogue, your characters are doing action, moving the story forward. You have a lot of different elements of your story. Climax, you have a great plot, and you're coming in for a landing in terms of your resolution. In other words, you have all of the pieces that you need in order to make a play. So all you need to do is finish it. What if I were like, okay, turn off your cameras, take 5 minutes, and finish your play? You feel like it? Just do 5 minutes of really quick, process-oriented writing, and I'll see you on the back end. See if you can just bring your play in for a landing. What does that feel like to think about what the end is? You don't have to write in complete sentences. You don't even have to write in dialogue. Just write notes to yourself even. Take 5 minutes and finish your play. 1, 2, 3, go. How'd that go? Did you finish the play? Probably not in 5 minutes, and that's okay. It takes a long time to write a play, and that's what we're going to talk about today. What the next steps are after you've finished your play in terms of revising, rewriting, and refining your work. We're outside today because I wanted to show you something new that I've been working on during the pandemic. So never before this year have I ever planted anything in the ground. And this year I planted a garden. And now as we're going into our second spring of pandemic, I've decided to branch out a little bit and try something new. So I planted a whole bunch of wildflower seeds and I'm looking at them. I thought it would be really cool to sort of extend the woods around me and make like a wildflower cover. So I've never done this before and I'm learning a few things. This is what my wildflowers look like so far. It's not awesome. But I've been doing a few things to encourage them to grow. I've been weeding the wildflowers, trying to learn what's the difference between a weed and a flower, and pulling out the invasive weeds in order to cultivate what I hope someday will be the beautiful flowers. I've been watering them and fertilizing them and encouraging them to grow. So in addition to taking time to make the flowers, it's also taking a little work on my part, a little cultivation to weed and fertilize and water. Now, how is this metaphor related to a play? You don't have to be too crazy smart to figure that out, right? Not only are we writing the play, but we're also going back into the play and looking for the weeds, looking for the things that we want to pull out of the play. We're also going in there and fertilizing the existing parts that we're really fond of, that we really love. How can we expand those? And we're watering it. We're giving it more and more of our time. So I'm going to let you in on a little secret about me as a writer. So I've spent a lot of years reading plays and acting in plays. And I've probably read and acted in some of the very best plays in the world. I'm really good at reading plays. And all of you guys too have been reading stories, have been reading plays, have been watching TV and movies, some of the best TV shows and movies that have ever been made. So we know what a good script is when we encounter it. But that doesn't mean that we're able to write like that yet. And that gap between what I know is good and what I am able to do can sometimes be really frustrating. Sometimes I feel like the secret to writing, the secret to finishing a play, is just being brave enough to do something that you know isn't good enough yet. So you can write the bad version, you can get it out on the page, and then you can go back and refine and cultivate. You can water it, you can fertilize it, you can weed it, and you can try to make it better and better and better and better and better. Each time you go back, you're going to learn something new about it. And little by little, with a lot of bravery and a lot of resilience and a lot of time, you're eventually going to get to that point where you're writing things that are just as interesting as the stuff that you see on TV, the stuff that you see in the movie theater. And you know what? It's going to be better than that someday. You guys are going to be the people that are making the next generation of TV and movies and plays that are even more awesome than the stuff we have right now. And that only takes bravery, time, and cultivation. So let's do a little bit of work like that on our own plays. Now, the other thing we know about making plays is that ultimately they're not going to be read off the page. This isn't a prose short story. This isn't even a poem. These plays are going to be three-dimensional. They're going to be spoken aloud by your actors, ultimately. So what I want you to do when we pause the video, we're going to pause for a much longer period of time, for 20 full minutes. And I want you to go out into the world, whatever that may be. It might be a Zoom call, it might be a FaceTime, it might be going down to the kitchen and finding somebody in your family, it might be working with some partners in your classroom. And I want you to find some willing participants to read your play aloud. Now, if you only find one person and you've got 2 or more characters in your play, you're going to read it. But if you can, give yourself the gift of finding enough people to read the play that all you have to do is listen. And you don't have to read the whole thing. That might take more than 20 minutes. Pick one portion of your play that you would like to work on. And your assignment over the next 20 minutes is to go find some willing participants to read that aloud. And all you have to do is listen. Good luck. Welcome back. What did you learn? How was that? Are there things you heard that you loved? Are there things you heard that you weren't crazy about that you'd like to change? All right, we're going to pause the video right away again, this time for another full 20 minutes. And I want you to go back to that scene that you just heard aloud and make those changes. Do you want the dialogue to move a little faster? Does it get heavy in some places and you want to strip some of that, the wordiness away, and you want to move back and forth quickly between the other characters? Was there a question that one of your readers had, something that they were confused by that you'd like to go back in and expand and elaborate on? I'm going to give you 20 full minutes to make the adjustments that you heard. All right, good luck. Congratulations! You just did your first pass at rewriting. There's no secret to it. You just hear your work, you read your work, you decide what you like and what you don't. You try to make more of what you like and less of what you don't. Let's try it one more time. This time, because I think you might know where your willing participants are, I'm only going to give you 15 minutes. And I want you to go find those willing participants again. And I want you to hear them read aloud that same scene, but this time you're going to hear your rewrite. So go forth. May the 4th be with you. And hear that rewrite, and I'll see you back here in 15 minutes. Good luck. How was that? Did you make it better? Now, you're the only person that knows whether it's better or not. Somebody else can give you their opinions, but this is a conversation that you as the writer are having with your work. And I promise you, you know best. So if you felt that you made it better, great job. Congratulations. And if you felt that there's some things you still want to continue to tweak, congratulations. Great job. You're starting to learn your work, and you're starting to be able to self-direct in terms of how you want to move your work forward. And that is huge. That's basically the act of being a writer. So congratulations, you're killing it at being a writer. All right, let's try one more time. This time I'm only going to give you 5 minutes on the clock and just do a quick rewrite on that little bit you heard. If there's something else you want to tweak, maybe you've decided you don't want the scene at all and you want to cut it, that's going to take a lot less than 5 minutes. Or you might want to make some notes about how the play is going to move going forward. Have you learned something about the character that you might want to evolve in some of the later scenes? Or something about the character that you need to plant in some of the earlier scenes? I'm going to give you 5 minutes to either tweak your work and continue your rewrite, or make some notes about what you're learning about your play. All right, I'll see you back in 5 minutes. Here I found some wild blueberries that were growing in the forest. You see these? And I'm cultivating them as well. I've been watering them, and I even tied them to a stake. Look at that, with a USB cord. How can you apply this metaphor to your playwriting? How can you stake your writing? How can you support your writing so that it can continue to grow? I want you to take just a couple of minutes and think about that blueberry metaphor and that stake metaphor. The things that you need in your life in order to support you making this play. Just grab a piece of paper right now without even worrying about pausing the video. And I want you to write down 3 things that are going to help you finish this play and finish your rewrite of this play. And those 3 things could be time. It could be support from willing participants to read and let you hear it aloud, or to read and give you some opinions. It could be a teacher whose opinion you trust. It could even be me. I'm really available to you. You can get me anytime via email at HeidiYP@DorsetTheatreFestival.org. HeidiYP@DorsetTheatreFestival.org. And send me your plays when you're finished. Did you come up with 3 things? I'll look at that list, and I'm just going to remind you one more time that you know best. You know better than anybody else what your play wants to be and what you're capable of turning it into. And I'm just going to encourage you to continue to have that conversation with your writer self, and to continue to listen to that voice as it develops within you and continues to make stories and make plays. Good luck to you, and I hope to get to read your play. Please email them to me at any time. And congratulations, you're a playwright.